when you direct movies, are you a sides-free set and you want everyone to come to the set completely memorized?
There's no chairs, there's no sides, there's no water, there's just the material.
Pay, strangely.
There's no pay.
No pay.
There's
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming back.
And you know what? If you're non-binary, we also appreciate you coming back, especially, actually.
I say ladies and gentlemen, like, as a throwback.
And I say it, too, as someone who's not really with it in this current present time.
And I say it as, those are my pronouns.
Wait, before you talk...
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
We have an incredible lady and gentleman here with us today, and I absolutely adore him. Do you love him?
I would actually describe you as a gentleman, and I don't describe that many people as that.
I would describe you as someone who plays a lady on TV.
I'm a half lady.
Yeah, you're a full. You guys are both.
I'm half wench.
Can I just before we get further into this intro, are we all in agreement? Everyone's actually half lady, half man.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
no,
except for Natasha.
No, yeah, I mean.
Okay.
I feel like before we get started,
before we really get started,
before we get into this,
and this is like, by the way, people are listening. They're like, "Who's talking?"
They already know, Nick. You're so famous.
Okay, it's Nick Kroll, which is a really bad way to do intros.
I kind of like it, and I caused that. Let's be very clear. I knew I was supposed to be quiet, and I couldn't even wait.
Okay, but scale
30 seconds.
1 to 10. How mad are you when you're doing stand-up? Someone does an intro, they say your name, then they say your credits.
Oh, it's
10, level 10.
I
hate it.
It's the worst, and they list best week ever.
Then they always list best. I did it too. Best week ever. They put fake lashes on me.
Oh, really? Was that like your first gig in New York? Not like first like TV?
It was like first TV because I did like a show like that in Canada.
Yeah.
And then they did full drag face, and I've never been less in charge of the way that I looked. And I
got you've seen her on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. And I'm like, that was like before I was born.
But what an honor. Did he invite you over to the couch?
He would have.
He would have.
This lady was an extra for Charlie Chaplin. Guys, we have to do the credits now. Executive producer, creator of Adults on FX?
Not creator, executive producer.
Well, executive producer of Adults on FX. Also in a movie that's freshly out on Hulu called I Don't Understand You, which has to do with parenting.
One of my favorite people, besides you, Nick, Andrew Reynolds. He is so amazing.
He really is.
I loved Book of Mormon.
Never seen it.
That's neither here nor he's not here.
I don't like that kind of stuff.
Are you kidding? Mm-hmm. You don't like musicals?
I really generally don't.
He was amazing.
Well, I don't.
You
and
never
that's the.
saw it?
I saw it. I saw it, and I saw him, and he's amazing, and that show's amazing. But I would say for the most part, musicals do suck. And that's someone who's actively makes.
They really do suck.
Yeah, they basically suck.
No,
for the most part, they suck.
You both maybe have a little bit of an oral problem.
Yes.
Like oral.
Like, is that how you say it?
Oral. But I want to give somebody. I want to give someone oral tonight.
I feel like if you can't say the word, you can't diagnose us with
the
problem.
Oral.
Oral. Like, that we have an issue with certain sounds and noises?
You're wrong.
We have an issue with a story being like, the story's going, something's happening in the story, but before we get to the next part of the story, what if I was doing this?
Sometimes the song moves the story along.
Yeah.
When? It's always just the last line of the song where they're like, and that's why I might be gay.
But that I think that's my favorite part of Funhouse. Was that what that musical was called? Was there a musical?
Fun Home.
Fun Home.
Speaking of Fun Home, can we get back to Nick's credits?
Yeah.
Ring of Keys, that was a good song.
Yeah, as someone who makes comedy with music in it, it oftentimes is a device because you can't figure out how to tell the story right.
I get it. You're jealous. You've cornered the market on
out.
every art form. You're an amazing stand-up. You're a movie star.
Created Big Mouth, starred in Big Mouth, then created a show specifically for me and him to star in called Mating Season, which will be
Bam.
out on Netflix next year.
Everybody was trying to figure out what the Sabrina Jalise vehicle would be.
Yes.
And we found it as a not so sly fox.
That's right.
You play a lesbian fox?
Horny, pear-shaped lesbian fox.
I would say she plays a fox who is a lesbian.
Thank
Okay.
you, Nick.
But she is not a lesbian fox.
And that's how they got me on board.
Yeah.
That was that deep understanding of me.
Yeah. But I would describe you. You're much slyer than your character. Your character is kind of a dodo bird.
My character's dumb. Can't get laid. Me, my wife begging for it. Night after night, I say, Shauna, leave me alone. It's been 16 years.
All right. Well, Nick, not only have you cornered all these markets and you're so
But
talented,
you've cornered your wife.
you're so successful, and also, let me just say, for how successful you are, you're such a great guy.
You really
Thank
You're
you.
always helping your friends.
That's so nice
You're
to hear.
always.
You are.
You've done so much for the comedy community, I would
That's so
say.
nice to say. Thank
And,
you.
making all these opportunities for people to work. Anyway, my point is, you're also a father.
And you have two.
And that is how I list my responsibilities. It's all those things, and then at the bottom,
It is so weird the way Nick talks about Andrew Reynolds' career for so
I know.
long before even.
And then I have how many kids do I have?
You've got two.
I got 2 kids.
Which is LA for 17.
It feels about right.
Yeah.
And what stage, we always ask our guests, what stage of parenting are you at? Because I know, tell us the ages.
I'll keep it broad strokes throughout this, so you don't get any specifics about parenting.
Okay, good. No, yeah.
No,
don't
but
get specific.
they're like in a sweet spot where they're like around 5 and 2.
Okay.
And so they're like the second one's starting to become like a little person, and they're starting to really find like a sweet bond together, and they're like real buds in it. They're starting to be in such a fun way. So it's like, I feel like over 2, you start to be like a little out of the like, oh shit, like, is everyone going to make it through this, And, and that's a sweet time.
And 2 is little girl.
Yeah.
And 5 is little boy.
Yeah.
And before I had kids, I was always like, you can't generalize about gender, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But now that I have 2 boys, I'm like, boys are like this.
Yeah, boys
girls
are
are
like
like this, and boys are like this.
Yeah. And do girls love guns and weapons?
Yes. Well, Natasha's sitting on a rifle.
Yeah, always.
But that's just something Johnny Carson taught her.
Yeah. That's the only way I get off. Sitting on a rifle.
Keeps your spine straight.
I have Ed come over on the weekends. So yeah, I feel like there is very much a clear. It seems to be very clear, and girls are I don't know. It's so I'd be curious like how the I think it breaks down differently in every family, but in a same gendered parenting, do the kids have like weird emotion, not weird, but like specific emotional relationships with each of you in a way that like, because I feel like I have something with my daughter and my wife has something with my son that feels and we might just be more alike or whatever, but do you know what I mean? Does that like...
Well, I feel I am kind of, they call me Baba, which is Urdu for dad, or I thought it was Urdu for dad, and then my dad was visiting and was like, it's Urdu for any old man. Truly.
It's for old man.
Any old man.
Yeah.
Just loose old man. So they call me loose old man.
That's so great.
I do get a lot of the vibe of like daddy. And it's interesting, like he was asking about dating, and he basically at one point was, I said, Mama's dated a lot of boys and girls, and Baba's dated a lot of girls. He goes, yeah, but Baba, you dated way more girls than Mama, right?
I love
And I'm like,
it.
I don't
You're
know
like-
what part of the patriarchy
you're
that
like,
is,
I
but I'm
don't
like,
know.
we keep it. We keep that part. It's like,
keep it.
yeah, I'm like, but in reality, no, Shauna's had sex with way more people, but I just like that he gave me that.
Yeah.
And I got that out of just eras of machismo.
Yeah, take it.
Take
All right,
it.
Sabrina, what are you going through right now with your parenting?
What am I going through?
Any challenge?
Okay, well, Rowan is 2, Wolfie is 7. I was putting Rowan in the car seat this morning, and I feel like this is actually a hack. This is when you're putting your kid in the car seat. What are you really feeling? Frustrated. Why?
And
Is
I'm
this
like, forced being nice. Okay, I'm just going to just
Yes, it's like always you're like kind of in a rush, and then the thing is twisted, and you're like, which way is it twisted?
Yeah.
It's really the worst of you.
Yes,
Because you're in their face and you're frustrated.
And you're but what
trying to get that fucking buckle out from underneath them.
And she's like, and my husband's like, she can do it. And I'm like, I'm just going to do it. And he's like, she can do it.
Yeah. And you're like, you can tell they're losing it. So it's like defusing a bomb of like, I've got to get the right strand. But anyways, I have started to sing when I put him in the seat. Which is good because he's like, he loves music and he acts like I can really sing, which is amazing.
And you sing X Gonna Give It To You by
I said, X Gonna Give It To You. No, I go Eminem.
Sure.
I go my palms are sweaty.
Oh, really? Is that the...
No, I actually just sing a song where I'm like, and this is going to be fun because if I don't do a song, I'm just kind of narrating the moves and Rowan's happy. But then, out of the corner of my goddamn ear, Wolfie makes this noise. He goes, ugh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, excuse me? He goes, I don't like that song.
Is that new behavior for him? Because
he's very well behaved.
Really? Yeah, because that's like
rude.
I got a 5-year-old and I've been playing with that game. I've been playing that game for years.
No, it's not like, of course, it's not like the first time that I've been like, you're being rude.
But they roll their eyes a lot younger than you think they're going to.
Yeah, they're like all trying on these mental illnesses and you're like, not that one. Try another one, you know?
Wait, so what did you say to him?
I said, excuse me? And then I like to use the Doors as like...
the band?
Punctuation.
Uh-huh.
The band. No, the Doors. Like when I'm like, you know, like when something's in that moment, I had the punctuation of like, excuse me.
Yeah.
That door. Then I've got the other door.
To open it up.
Yeah. And then I open up the door, get in the car, and I'm like, I'm just going to be so fucking quiet till he asks me.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
He broke?
It was like a minute and he's like, why are we not listening to music? And I'm like, I don't feel like it. He's like, why? I'm like, because you hurt my feelings.
Uh-huh.
Now,
I've been told over and over, don't let them know that they've hurt your feelings.
I think that's bullshit. I don't think that's true.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the age.
I think the feelings to me is currency.
No, you're a professional therapist, Sabrina.
Hey, look, I'd certainly act like one. No, but who did a professional therapist say don't say hurt your feelings?
Like and subscribe. We do have a parenting coach therapist person who we talk to once a month, which is very helpful.
That's
and I feel
good.
Smart.
And she says don't talk about feelings?
No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't say don't talk about feelings, but she doesn't. Her feeling is you don't want them to feel like their words and their little outbursts have power over you. So
what if I told you
that's just to be clear,
currency I'm working with right now?
Yes, I understand that. I understand that, and I'm I constantly am telling my kid how much he's hurting my feelings.
Yeah, because to me, it's like you're not hitting them. I'm never going to hit my kids.
Yeah.
So the only thing that I have is
hit them with
to me, at the core of it is kindness. It's I want you to be kind.
Right, but I think I agree with that, but I think all I want is for my child to be kind and well behaved and all of those things. And I think it's constantly fighting against their natural instinct.
And our natural instinct when we were little.
Right. Well, and I think you're that's what I feel like is the mirror that you're dealing with. It's I'm getting angry and frustrated with him because he hasn't trained himself out of these things like I spent my whole life doing. And
yes.
I think that's what so I'm so mad that they won't behave the way I thought we're supposed to.
Yes, and they don't know exactly. You're you are catching them up to a lifetime of conditioning. Of this is why you don't say that.
Yeah.
But I also want to make it a moment if he is displaying sort of behaviors that feel like this is in the realm of mean. I don't want him to do that to a kid at school who's saying
for sure.
You know, and so I talked to him about why that. I said, can you guess why that would have hurt my feelings?
But talk about that kid's feelings. Not yours.
I don't know. It's already far gone. I'm kind of I've built up my whole house on this land.
Yeah.
No, I really have. But can I also say that I say to him after this, and I pride myself on this, is whenever I have a moment like this where I'm kind of being this was hurtful and this is why, I say, I love you if you say something that's hurtful to me. I love you when you're kind to me. I love you no matter what. The main thing is, and this was something my mom told me, the main thing is, I don't care if you make mistakes. You can make 100 mistakes. I will love you the same, but we're trying to learn from our mistakes. Mm-hmm. And I guarantee he's not going to do that for at least a week.
If you got a full week, that'd be awesome.
Well, I have the same situation. I just went to a parent-teacher conference yesterday, and I was quite surprised to learn that my child is one of 6 people in the class disrupting the class and making the teacher really stressed out.
I'm like empathizing so hard.
Is she part of the fun gang?
Yeah.
She's having a good old time in class?
Okay, so she's cool.
Yeah, so okay, good.
That's
cool.
exactly what happened. And one thing interesting that the teacher said is she's like, this is 2nd grade. This is my 4th time teaching 2nd grade. And I've never seen, there's always one person disrupting the class. I've never seen 6 kids disrupting the class. And she goes, I don't know what's going on. And so I started thinking about it. She goes, has anything different changed in the past month with her? Because I've really seen it popping off. So I was thinking last night, it came to me, I was like, she's always watching these sitcoms. These Disney sitcoms with the little, that's basically what they do in these Ariana Grande sitcoms. There's like a little girl being like, oh yeah? Well, what about this? And she's memorizing all the jokes and she thinks it's really funny. And I'm like, oh, it's this. And then Netflix did this thing. It's called Netflix Fairs. You can't even Google what it is. I don't know how they did it. They snuck into the algorithm, but there's kids, adults, and then this little thing called Fairs. And she doesn't have social media. She's not allowed YouTube. She's really not allowed much screen time, but she loves these sitcoms.
Fairs.
It's called Fairs. It's a little black box. It's Fares. It just snuck into the algorithm. If you go on your Netflix, it's there. And she just clicks it, and it's teenage stuff. And the thing is, teenage stuff is like, because she's like, the kid stuff is baby stuff.
Yeah.
And what I've read that you're supposed to be doing, at least they said at her school, they should be watching storylines with people their age.
Yeah,
not
but they're
6th
always
grade.
want to watch aspirationally higher. You know what I mean? They want it.
I know, but I think that might be part of what's making her pop off like that.
I think that is exactly.
So do I take it away?
For sure. Don't take it away. I don't like the way my son acts when he watches sitcoms either. And it's funny because at first when he was watching sitcoms, I'm like, it's the reason I moved to LA.
Yeah.
The classic form of storytelling. And then he's like got all these zinger. He just like the pattern
so
of it. If you,
funny.
Yeah, you watch a sitcom, dad walks into the kitchen, the kids are like, well, here comes this dildo.
Yeah. That's why my kid just watches Frontline on PBS.
That's good. That's good. And you put Frontline on him too.
Yeah, exactly. My kid watches a lot of movies. Like he's a real cinephile.
Yeah.
Hotel Transylvania.
Yes.
Moshe told me yesterday, he goes, I tried playing Big Trouble in Little China for her and it was boring. I'm like, that's your choice?
We watched Goonies the other day. I'd not shown him Goonies.
Was
Such
that
a nice feeling watching a classic?
It was great. It was great, but there's like shits in there and we watched it and he's like after that it's been like shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, So it's like I'm trying not to react to it.
Yeah.
He says like stupid or he'll whisper stupid. Do you ever have that where it's like
I mean, she's saying fuck.
Oh yeah, of course. But by 2nd grade, by the way, I mean it's hard because like I was the youngest of 4.
Yeah.
And
You must have been adored by your sisters.
I was like a fun and like slightly not forgotten, but just sort of like you were more free range when you're 4th, and older siblings to learn from. And I'm watching it with my kids now, my like little one already getting all the good stuff, and my older sister's friends who were like 5 years older than me, she's like, I have a very clear memory of coming to your house and learning curse words from you. You know what I mean? And I was like 4 or 5 teaching her like motherfucker or whatever,
I like
really?
Yeah.
Setting up like a private little tutorial.
Yeah.
Right,
Come in.
Stupid.
So first there's piss.
God, this kid knows everything.
Piss your pants is a good one to say. So I don't know where this started. I don't know how we got here. I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
Guess what?
Oh, we'll cut this out.
No, we
Cut that
won't.
part out. Keep this part.
Keep this part. Lose this part.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you've got this sort of guru, like a parenting guru. What's like one of the more interesting things that she's shared, and are you on her side or my side about the feelings?
I mean, by the way, just to be clear, I tell him all the time or tell them like, hey, that really, I don't like that. That hurts. either physically, I'm like, that hurts, I don't like that, or that like doesn't make me feel good or whatever when I get lost in the sauce of it. You know, it's like you just get like lost, like you do all this like thinking about it and then you get inside of these moments and you can't like all of those in a way that I don't feel in really almost any other part of my life where I'm like feel like out of control.
Yes.
As a parent.
Yeah, as a parent, like I really like the rest of my life for the most part I feel very much in control. I'm also like a fucking like rich white guy. You know,
Wait,
so like
you got money?
Yeah, I got money. I grew up with money. I made more money. So here we are.
He's an impresario.
I am a empress. I'm also in my private life an empress of the Presidio.
No, but I've never heard it said like that. Like, you're right. Like, I mean, because I'm sure when we started our careers, they felt more out of control.
Sure,
because
yes.
we're trying so hard to get something going.
Of course. Like,
get your
yeah,
own
you'd
thing
go to like a
going.
fucking audition at a commercial. You did not feel in control of it.
Right.
Yeah.
But as far as like now, as like middle-aged people who have like the means to do what they want, you still have things during the day that feel like frustrating. But like almost no other moment in my day or my life do I feel like I have no control over what I'm saying right now in a way that I feel parenting.
Yes, there's definitely moments where I'm like in some sort of parenting rant and I'm like, I want to parachute outside my body and be like,
Yeah.
I'm done with this.
I'm done with
But
this
you know,
and yeah.
My brother, when we were little, he used to say, can we start from fresh? And it's such a cute thing and we can all do it.
Yeah, sure.
It's like, you know what? Let's just start from fresh. Do you
Yeah.
get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
Got it. Let's
totally.
let's start from fresh.
Totally.
The thing where I feel just so out of control is I know I need to have more discipline, but I'm unable to do it because I'm correcting so many things from my own childhood. Like,
Sure.
I want her to have this magical childhood and magical adolescence, and so it's really hard for me to constrict her.
Sure.
You know, but I feel like I have to be the one in charge, and I kind of don't want to be that person.
Yeah, of course. But is that what you felt with your parents growing up?
I just had all of the responsibility. I was like, you know,
Yeah.
I did the babysitting and the cleaning and watched people be mean to each other. You know, like I was just kind
Yeah.
of like
That
the
must have been
adult.
that must have been fun.
Yeah, you were having fun.
I was edging the lawn and watching my dad beat up my mom. I mean,
oh my God, I hate him.
I don't mean to be really
Yeah,
No,
but
dark,
that's
but it's like it
no,
was traumatizing. So
Of
now
course.
I'm like trying to blow these
so
wind
like
beneath the
can't
wings.
you like also simultaneously look at how you're doing as a parent and be like, man, I'm doing such a better job.
That's true. I just need to add this.
Sure, of course, and that's what makes you good at what you do professionally, and what makes you a good parent. What
Yeah.
is all that makes life hard is like you constantly want to be better at what you're doing. Like at least both in my career, I'm like constantly want to be better, but also as a parent, you're always like, at least I feel like I'm like, oh, I'm constantly feel like I'm coming up short because I want to be good at this.
Yeah, you care so much, and
Yeah.
they're like the most important project. And I empathize so much when you were saying that you had like a hard parent-teacher conference, because to get notes on like your
Oh, God.
it's like
I just thought she was hilarious and charming.
yeah, you're like so
is,
she's crushing.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
is she getting more laughs than the other six?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean getting like a weird report back from school at moments is like crushing. It's like it's very at least the first one felt like a
Yes.
little like unmooring.
And then after a while, you're like, there's going to be notes. Like the very first time I got notes on Wolfie, he was 4 years old or 3 years old, and he was in like preschool. And I picked him up, and the teacher's face was like, you're in trouble. And it brought me back into like, I'm in trouble.
Sure.
And she was like, we have something really disappointing to share about Wolfie.
Disappointing.
It was so disappointing. And
It's very disappointing.
It was so
What was it?
It was that she's like,
He's
he
gifted.
opened a door to the outside, and he brought all of the kids outside when they were not supposed to be outside. And I, looking back, I'm like, why'd you guys let him open the door? Like, if the door was there for him to open to lead the rebellion, then like he did it. But like the way that I felt was like, I just remember holding the steering wheel and feeling like we are a gay family in a straight world. You want them coming and taking us all, spreading us out of different families?
Yeah,
Like
and
you
I
need
kinda-
gay excellence to be
Yes,
like.
and I felt it as like the daughter of like a brown guy and a white woman, and like that we had to prove that like even though my dad didn't marry Muslim, that we were still excellent.
Sure.
And that I was inheriting that.
Sure.
I talked about it in therapy, and I realized that was sort of like what was layered on top of it. And that like it does, these kids are, like you said, works in progress, and they don't
was the critique that he took them out and put them in a dangerous situation?
I mean, he was
in
4.
which case, like, who was watching the kids?
Yeah, it's like we were all having a smoke break, and then fucking Wolfie takes the kids out.
Yes.
We're outside having a smoke, and all of a sudden, all the kids are out there.
Yeah, it's
cars zooming by us smoking cigs.
And that is the tendency too. Is like any note, the very first thing you think of, especially for your kid, is sort of like, well, that's not true.
Sure, or it's like, yes, of course we're working on that, but also like, isn't that what you're doing here? Is to helping him socialize him here? Like, this is our time.
And also, we're successful, and we were all bad children.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like, you know, like,
were you bad?
I wasn't. I was undoubtedly at times a pain in the ass in class. Like, I was definitely like we're all like comedians. Like, it's not like necessarily like class clown shit, but like we were trying all this stuff on
Those
the whole
were our
time.
first crowds.
Well, you told me once, Nick, that you like comedy was the first time where you really were like, I'm gonna work super hard.
Yeah, it was the only thing that I was gonna be like, oh, I'll work everything else until then. School and all kind of activities and everything, like sports. Like, I loved all of it unto a point, and then I was kind of like, I felt like I eventually was like, I don't really care about any of this, you know, in a real way. And then comedy was like, oh, now it's time. And then weirdly, I mean, I love doing it, but then I really do have like sort of rules like in how one behaves inside of comedy in a way. Do you know what I mean? Well, just like, I don't know, like
don't run the light.
Yeah, don't run the light. Oh, don't run the light. And also like get on your mark. And when everybody comes into like, I see, that's what's surprising about me in my parenting really is also how I am in like a group scene in a movie or a show where I'm like, hey, because that's where actors, we all act like children, or we're allowed to act like children. Yeah. And I don't like it when actors are like chit-chatting away and there's like 10, 20, 100 people like holding a boom waiting for someone to be like, and action. They're like, oh, sorry. We're so charming. Where are we? What are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, I get really...
Maybe that's from your upbringing of like, you know, that you came up with a lot, so you know you have to be like extra in touch with the everyday.
You're just like, we're all here to do this thing. So like, so I definitely like, that's what's been surprising about me as a parent is that it's like, I am like behavior police a little bit. Like it does translate to, like I was fucking around in class, but I think as a parent, in kind of the same ways, like there's a lot of room for fun, but also like, we gotta keep it moving.
When you direct movies, are you a sides-free set and you want everyone to come to the set completely memerized?
There's no chairs, there's no sides, there's no water, there's just the material.
Pay, strangely.
There's no pay.
No pay.
There's no set. There's no crew. That's just how I am at lunch. No, I don't. I mean, it's
I'm just teasing you, but I like that you have standards.
But I'm just like, we all are like, we're here to fucking do something, so let's do it. And I would like to be...
You're not being no slacker in that situation.
My sister Vanessa Kroll Bennett, because who is like a parenting
who's actually
person.
Here right now. Vanessa, come on in.
Come on down.
Come on in.
Who is like my older sister by 2 years and kind of was like my little mommy.
Okay.
You know, and is now like a parenting expert and really she'd be great for the show.
Lucky.
But check
great.
if you're liking the pod, go Vanessa Kroll Bennett, so smart. And one of the things that a piece of advice that she had that I thought was really smart, that was like, she was just like, I feel like looking at how I raise my kids, because her kids are now in like, her youngest is like a sophomore in high school. Mm-hmm. And she was like, I wish I wasn't always in such a rush with them.
Yeah.
And I feel, and I like think about that with her. Yeah, like getting in the car seat or whatever. Yeah. It's like, come on, let's get the shoes on. Let's go. You know what I mean? Like
so much of parenting is just trying to wrap it up.
Yeah.
And so in essence, we should all be a little bit more like a musical with our kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And if you don't wrap it up, you know, you might end up with another kid, right?
Hey, yeah, I fucked my wife. I got another kid, and that's the way it goes.
So it's almost like a meditation when you're like doing each activity with your kid. You guys still doing that?
We're flirting now.
But it is almost, I wonder what Vanessa would say, like how to do that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's so
again,
frustrating.
honestly, kind of being like stoned vibes.
Like, take your
You
kid
know,
to Target.
You're in
Yeah,
a
you're
rush,
like,
and then you get stoned, and you're like,
putting
oh wait,
on
I'm
the- yeah.
washing this dish.
Yeah,
you know?
well, of course. And that's why I want to talk here on the podcast about people doing hero doses of ketamine and raising their children.
Oh my god! And the more, the merrier. And please write in with your max dose.
Yeah, and write in with your child's max dose. But I do think like it is when you can drop in. It's just really hard during a day. It's like, again, you can like drop in and you're like, oh, I'm in the flow of this with where they are. You know what I mean? And we can do that. But then if it's hard to stay.
When you switch and you really start to realize like, oh, I don't need to, like getting the kids to school, that's impossible. School starts so fucking early. That's not going to be the moment where I'm like,
what time does
zen.
school start?
8:15.
10.
Dude, so they got to be, I'm still in the like,
That's
I'm not there yet.
But like
I'm like,
knowing when to hold and when to fold when it comes to this, like engaging with the moment. It's like when I pick my kid up from school, sometimes I'll just sit on the grass with him outside of the school and talk about the day. And
talk shit about Natasha.
I talk shit about like, so Natasha interrupted me again, even though she says I interrupt her.
And he's just like trying to finish a snack.
Have you ever tried to talk about your day with your kid? It's so
They don't
pathetic.
give a shit.
They don't. I tried, by the way, you can't ask them about their day. You're not going to get a goddamn good answer out of that.
No, there's creative ways though. You're like, who pissed you off?
Right, that's so I've tried trying that stuff. But Instagram parenting videos are great. And if people haven't had a chance to see how to parent on Instagram videos, get yourself on there and just watch those all day and see how you're coming up short.
That's why we have this podcast.
That's why we have this podcast, because we're like,
my algorithm was terrifying.
Yeah.
It was so it was just so rude. And like the things they were telling me that I was supposed to be like cooking for my child.
Yeah.
First of all, you don't say no to your child.
I
Kid's like beating the woman.
I take my kid through the Chick-fil-A drive-through. So it's like we have that time together.
Yeah.
But I do think like the one video that I watched that I was like, oh, this does sound smart. It was like your kid, like if you don't read a book or tell a story with your kid, but you tell them about your day and your feelings during the day, your kid's brain synapses will go off 100 million times
Oh my God, I love
bigger
it.
time. Like, and I was like,
100 million times bigger time. I'm scientist bigger time.
Yeah. What you want is more bigger time, synapses popping off in your kid's brain right before. But I was like, oh, that's an interesting idea of being like, all right, I'm going to walk you through. I'm not going to pressure you with making you tell me about your days and your feelings. I'm going to be like, I had a meeting and it was stressful because this guy like wouldn't fucking relent, you know? And I'm like, pay me the money! Pay me the money! And so I tell him how I threaten people.
And he's like, all right, well, to switch the topic, I guess I kind of like eggplant.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. No, but I do think it is helpful to engage them, even if it's about their feelings as opposed, or your feelings, just to even, I don't know.
Yesterday, Wolfie was talking to my mom, and the first thing, he's like, I have a question. I was talking to my mom.
FaceTime or
FaceTime.
yeah.
FaceTime. My parents are in Toronto. And he goes, when are my Christmas presents coming? And I'm like, oh. And it's like, this, you have to tell them that is not, it's like, then that was all he wanted to talk about.
Sure.
And I was like, tell them about what you built the other day. And he was like, I don't remember.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have, but
that feels so age appropriate.
It's so age appropriate, but I'm still sort of like, when we hung up, and I'm not, maybe I'm coming off like I'm hard on him, but I am just like, my parents are so far away. They miss you so much. And I want you to understand the reason why only talking about the thing that they're getting you makes it seem like you're not excited to catch up with them.
Sure.
So a good thing to always ask your grandparents is, how was your day?
Uh-huh. That's
Anyway.
has he done it yet?
No, he did it in the moment. I asked him to say it in the moment.
Yeah.
And then I think it's like please and thank you, where it's like these are unfortunately like we are all very much the stars of our own movie.
Yeah.
And we'd all, if we were not trained in these ways, we'd be sitting here and we'd all be like monologuing into the microphone.
Sure.
Whenever it's time for my kid to hang out with her grandparents, she'll be like, I was really hoping to just get some family time today. And
like
I'm
nuclear family time.
I thought it would be
so
core
funny.
cast. I don't really want to hang with the day players.
Yeah, that's so
But
funny.
she's never wanting family.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
when it's like, we
Yeah.
have to go to grandma's.
Yeah,
like, so
that's so funny.
But
I think that's what it comes down to. It's just like, it just feels like your kid, like my kid all day long is just like, Halloween happened, and he's like, "Is Christmas after this sleep?" You know what I mean? And you're like, "Fuck, man, okay." You know what I mean? And you're like, "No," but that is. I feel like that is. I keep coming back to it because that's what I feel all day, which is like the pure like id of childhood of just like wanting joy, or the thing you want, which is like a present. What are your Christmas presents, or like not wanting to hang out with old people or whatever it is. And then there are various ways that they're trying to get out of it. Of like, I really would love some family time today. Yeah.
Well, speaking of family, speaking of time, and speaking of internet videos, which we did speak about if you go back a few minutes, here's my favorite internet video.
Of all time?
It's time for Meme of the Week, baby.
Oh. There's nothing harder than making a 4-year-old eat dinner. You know what I mean? You ever feed your 4-year-old dinner, you're like, here's some mac and cheese, like, I don't want that. You're like, what do you want? I want pizza. Okay, you bring him a piece of pizza, like, what's the greed? And you're just like, it's just basil. Like, I don't want basil. It's just a garnish. What's a garnish? Garnish sounds worse. You're like, all right, you know what, buddy? It's time for bed. Let's go get ready. And you take them upstairs to brush their teeth. They're like, I don't like this toothpaste. It's spicy. What? Spicy? It's fucking mint. I don't like this spicy toothpaste. You gotta get some new adjectives, bro. I don't like this bubble water. It's spicy. It's Pellegrino. It's $8. You begged me for it. And then you begged to hold my phone with your dirty little biscuit fingers so that you could watch a YouTube video of a Swedish white nationalist playing Mario Kart. Why are you so mean to me? I'm not being mean, you're just tired. I'm not tired. Then why are you rubbing your eyes? Because they're spicy.
That is from Little Big Man on Netflix.
Damn, Nick, you really do it all. Because remember, you're so amazing at impressions, but you have all this hilarious stand-up where you're yourself.
Thank you. That was a real walk down memory lane. Looking at that special. No,
that's a new special, isn't it?
It's a few years old, but I just put that clip up sort of recently, and it performed pretty well. It performed pretty well.
Well, the chunky biscuit fingers on the phone is like a visceral sort of like every parent knows.
What's so weird is
the white nationalist.
That sort of speaks because weirdly that joke was written well before I had a kid. Or not well before I had a kid, but well before my son was of that age. Because I've just witnessed like my siblings and nieces and nephews, kids and stuff like that. So, but what's crazy is I now have that fight with my actual son about like pizza and garnish and like all of that stuff. And then my daughter there's a bit at the end of that special where my new child calls me Nick. And I'm like, my name's, you can call me Dad. And he's like, I prefer Nick. And my 2-year-old daughter calls me Nick.
If you build it, they will come.
And I really like manifested that exact pizza argument into spice. Yeah. And then my other child calls me Nick.
Are you like, my name's Dada?
No, it's kind of unbelievably cute when she does it.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yeah, eventually. She's starting to transition to daddy, but a lot of it was like, Nick.
She's saying neck.
We had all these like Halloween stuff up for our kids and like skeletons and stuff like that. Like my son likes Smokey. He uses Smokey or used to.
Who's Smokey?
Spooky. His version of Spooky.
He used to say Smokey.
And we have these like skeletons in our yard, just like sitting at a little outdoor table. And my daughter just go up to them and she just like learned, she just like shaking the skeleton's hand going, nice to meet you. So fucking cute.
Having a backyard general with a skeleton.
Oh my God.
It's like driving onto the Paramount lot.
It is truly at this point with how much production has left Los Angeles.
And that was the comment.
It's like
it's
Living in a
like
ghost yard.
living in a graveyard.
Yeah, in a graveyard.
Look, if you don't build something like this, you got nothing.
But we're getting it back. We're gonna get production local to LA so we can get families back together.
That's correct.
That is the hardest thing about being in Los Angeles is like figuring out how to make things everyone and not just. It's just like it's made it much more complicated to have a family and do your work.
Well, Nick, we've told you we'll have you back on this podcast anytime for the honorarium we'll give you.
Well, that'd be great.
What do actors do? I don't understand.
I don't exactly know.
They're like in Atlanta for 6 months?
Yeah, I don't exactly know how that works, if I'm being completely honest.
That's why if my kid wants to be an actor, I say, that's fine. Also write stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the mini rooms will be local. But then, but you have to control, I mean, it's the idea of someone just being, and this is what this podcast is about, is parenting actors.
That's right.
But it's
how
like
to raise
anyone
your local actor.
Yeah, but it's like anyone who's just trying to be an actor. It's like get a fucking life, idiot.
I know, right?
What are you doing? Go write, go make stuff. It's the only way you're gonna survive.
That's right.
And that's what I tell my kids every morning. I go, you need to write. You can't just be on camera. You need to write, kids.
I like that.
How much do you show your kids videos of themselves? Do they want to look at
all
videos
the time.
of themselves?
Yeah.
I don't like to indulge that.
I don't
Okay.
either, but it's all my kids want.
Like when she grabs a
Yeah,
phone
they
and is
love
like,
it.
can I take a picture? And is like,
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, give me that phone!
Yeah. That I
Because,
get.
you know, like a cute girl
not like
is
that,
different than
but
like...
a video of them do, like Wolfie got a goal. He liked to see that. Rowan is my egg too. So he's a little bit, I feel, more vain in that way where like there's a video of him T-ball smashing a soccer ball off the tee.
Yeah, and he wants to watch that a lot.
He'll watch that all day. He loves it. But then, like, I'm sort of like, let me have a turn watching myself do pickleball.
Yeah. Same thing. You're like, what are you doing?
Yes.
My kid had a tooth pulled because it was all, you know, like
They don't come
your
out
kids-
fast enough.
or
they
they
grow
get like a
together or
dead ass
something.
fucking, they get, you know, like I feel like there's a lot of, you know, you like knock into your thing, you're like, why is his tooth gray? And then you're like, we gotta, you know what I mean?
The tooth are not coming out the way the tooth came out when we were younger.
Yeah, and so
Yeah,
he just had
braces by
that-
10. That's what kids are doing.
What's that?
They get braces at 10 now. Like it was more middle school when I was young.
I've got my kid wearing full night braces like an 80s
No
nerd.
way.
Yeah, like an 80s nerd. I got my kid in full.
I have
It's
that.
adjusted.
headgear.
It's like
Yeah, headgear.
it's like an Invisalign.
No, it's the full headgear. It's the full.
No, for real.
No, he's-
Wouldn't that be awesome?
He's fine.
Wait, so you had the tooth removed?
Oh, and I was like, poor guy's got a hole, you know, and I was like, you can, and he was like, understandably bummed about it. I was like, you can shoot a laser out of your mouth now. And I had Bill Benz, the director, editor, really funny guy. I was like, can you just shoot? And I shot a video of him, my son, like running around, like, you know, and then, and I was like, can you just get a laser to shoot out of his mouth? And Bill very kindly was able to do that. And that's a video they'll want to see a lot. And I'm like, I'll show that one.
Also, just a good sort of tip for the everyman is like a good way to make your kid feel better about their mouth is get sort of like a CGI expert in your life to create a video.
But now with AI, which is
Yeah,
great
you
not
probably
only
can.
for, you know, sort of basic CGI,
Yeah.
but also parenting in general. Just throw it to. Do you guys do you throw any questions to AI about how to parent?
Oh yeah.
I haven't done that yet. What have you gotten back?
Um,
You're doing great, girl. And the fact that you're asking this question means you're a great parent
Yeah.
already.
I asked it about like second graders ordering their friend, like, you know, like a lot of the kids in her school are like, you're number 1 on my friend list and
Oh,
you're number
sure.
2. And it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
starting really early, all of
Yeah,
this
yeah.
mean girl stuff. And I
Yeah.
asked them about exclusion and how to help my kid deal with anything like that. And of course they had amazing advice in like many steps that I had
Really?
heard in the ether. Of course AI has swallowed all of every book on child psychology. Like, why wouldn't it have good advice?
But did it feel good based on like, you're like, yeah, this makes sense.
Oh, yeah. And it also told me, you know, to really emphasize the things it was saying just felt very right.
It's
Hard
another.
to do.
This is another topic that also applies to raising your favorite local actor.
Yes.
It's like where you're at the call sheet. where you are in the order.
Absolutely.
Guys, we have a question from the audience. And that's right, we do have an audience.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes,
We're gonna play
you
it.
in the pink
Yeah.
with the beanie.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah,
Yes, you right. Yes, you
yeah.
right there.
And clarify, because you're pointing at two right now. Which one are you pointing to?
I'm sorry. I'm looking at my camera. I'm looking down the barrel of my
Okay.
camera and go. And yes, you in the back. Yes.
yeah, wearing the pink suit.
Yes, in the pink suit. Yes. Hi.
Okay, my question is
Mm-hmm.
shyness like a form of anxiety that needs therapy, or is it just like a personality that I don't understand? My kid is shy, and he's growing out of it, certainly more than, he's much more social than he was. But I have this argument with my husband about whether it's, whether his shyness is about like some kind of anxiety he feels that we could like help him with, or if he's just like a weird loner and we gotta let that ride. Well, please settle this argument and be on my side. Thank you.
What side do you think she's on?
I think she wants to send him to a shyness camp.
Shyness.
Yeah,
camp.
shyness is the new gay.
I mean, the thing that is so hard to forget that my husband keeps reminding me is that like they are who they are. And like my daughter is acting exactly how I acted, and she's awesome, and she's better in many ways, and she's so cool and fun and funny and obnoxious and says exactly what's on her mind. And
You're gonna make this caller very jealous.
I know
She's
Your daughter
outgoing.
is. Yeah, your daughter is cool, funny. So like, my advice is to get your kid to be more like Natasha.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
but
Like
I bet this
I bet
kid
this
is
kid's
good in
not,
school.
Yeah, I bet this kid's not a fucking pain in the ass in school. He's not part of the fun six.
Okay, you guys want to know what
The
healthy...
skibbity toilet six.
Skibbity toilet six. They got those foldable combs in their pocket.
The skibbity six. It's like the weathermen.
The skibbity 6'7". I mean, here's the thing
What
too.
is 6'7"?
6'7".
I don't.
6'7" is just exists
just
to
is.
disrupt.
Yeah.
That is what the kids are doing. They're just disrupting middle
Sure.
school.
Skibbity 6'7".
Yeah, great. But so I think with this kid, though. Sorry, you were gonna say something.
I was just gonna laugh performatively.
Oh,
no, I will go to ChatGPT when you're done.
Okay. But your kid, I mean, I first off, I kind of agree that kids just come out how they are. Like, they just have an essence. I really now feel like, I mean, there's so much we can and have to do. But I do feel like your kid kind of is the same on some level that they were as soon as they came out.
Yes.
Like, I have felt that. And so there's some stuff much of it is out of our control. But I do think it's like you probably have to keep modeling being outgoing or putting yourself out in social situations, but also figure out, because she's like, I feel like she's admittedly like, I'm a real extrovert. That was the vibe I got off her.
Yes.
So your child is in some ways is probably reacting in opposition to you. And so however you're showing how to be outgoing is your way of doing it, but maybe it'd be worth trying to model it based on how you think he would socialize, find a way in for him versus just showing how you do it. Because I think that he probably is trying to figure out his way through it.
I like that.
Yeah. And I think it's totally perfectly fine to be shy. I feel like sometimes shyness can be conflated with like being rude, and if you're like an extrovert and you want your kid to like show up and I think it's completely fine for your kid to show up, be shy, but still be like, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think he also might have anxiety.
Let's find out. Let's find out. Okay, shy versus anxiety, how to tell the difference. Healthy shyness looks like they hesitate at first, but warm up after a few minutes with gentle support. They prefer one-on-one or familiar settings. They watch first and then they join. Their behavior doesn't stop them from doing things that they eventually want to do. But possible anxiety looks like meltdowns, panic, physical discomfort before social situations, avoiding activities they used to enjoy, extreme distress, separating from family, trouble sleeping because they're worried about upcoming events. So you can tell the difference between whether your kid is sort of slow to warm up or like has this debilitating situation.
I would say so, but I also think we all deal with versions of that.
Yeah,
anxiety
everything from the anxiety part, I'm like, in my true self.
yeah.
And modeling those things is important. Like I've modeled so much freewheeling energy that I do think I embarrass my daughter sometimes. Like
I for sure embarrass my kid.
She's got to use the bathroom, and I'm just like, okay, well we can just ask this hotel. She's like, Mom, we are not staying at that hotel. We can't ask that hotel. I'm like,
funny.
no, this is how it works.
Yeah, this is
You
how
can
it
do
works.
that.
You
And
just
she's
walk
like, no,
in.
it's not.
No, it is. If you walk in and look like you're rich enough, they just let you use
Yes,
the bathroom.
yes.
That's how the world works.
Yes.
And it's absolutely true. Hotel bathrooms are always.
You can always take a dump in a hotel bathroom.
Always. Go.
But I basically
There's
tell
a-
her that, and
Yeah.
like, I mean, I don't say how rich you are, but I'm like, you just kind of act like you know what you're doing. But then
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm kind of modeling to her that you can sneak into things.
No,
like,
but that's
Yeah,
fine.
and then
That's
get
the way
room
the
service
world
to the bathroom,
works.
get some fries,
Yes.
burger.
Order it to whatever favorite number in your room
Two
is.
Diet Cokes and a fries and to the bathroom on room 361.
I don't want to eat this cheeseburger on the toilet, Mom.
Yeah, but I
But-
do want to eat a hotel cheeseburger almost always.
they're pretty great.
You know what I mean? A
Except
hotel
when they
cheeseburger.
say it's a smash burger and it's not.
No,
like the Midwest, everyone caught on, so they're like, "Come have a smash burger," and it's just a cheeseburger.
Yeah. You're like, this is just a charred cheeseburger.
Yeah, they don't know what's up.
No, that's.
We should do another podcast about that.
Let's do a podcast
Let's
about
do
hotels.
An
of
offshoot.
being
An offshoot.
could.
on the road.
Yes, let's do an offshoot called Hotel Cheeseburger.
Well, what about in hotels where they like don't change the comforter and they just have 2 sheets?
Gross.
What?
Gross. 2 sheets on a duvet.
Yeah, you probably only stay at Four Seasons.
No.
Sometimes
No,
the
but I
fancy
get
ones do that.
hypoallergenic everywhere, so I
You
oftentimes.
say I need the hypoallergenic room.
Oh, that's good.
Always.
That's
Always.
good.
That's how they. That's how
That's
you get the
good.
cleanest room.
Oh, I guess that's right.
Have you ever put a $20 bill in a lady's hand when she's showing you the room?
I've put a $20 bill up my butt in front of the lady.
Well,
when
I know
walked
that story.
In. Yeah.
I won't let the cleaners in for 3 days and then give them $20. That's not enough, huh?
What?
I-
Like
tip?
no
Yeah.
cleaning.
Oh, you don't want clean. You don't want anyone in the room.
Not really. Because
kinda
when
like-
I'm by myself, I'm really clean.
Yeah. Oh, I like the room. I like.
Of course. That's
yeah.
when you put the 20 up
You
your
want them
butt.
to be like, your cologne goes here, your slippers go
Yeah,
here.
I like the layout of things.
I saw an internet video where this guy's like, I travel for business all the time. It never fails. You say to the person that's checking you in,
Mm-hmm.
could be a lady, could be a non-binary, but it could never be a man. But you say to the person, you go, I don't understand it. The valet gets tipped. The person at the bar gets tipped. You guys work so hard over here. No one ever treats you well. Gives a $20 bill and says, whatever you could do with my room. And that he always gets upgraded.
Oh, sure.
So
I hate that.
Sure.
You hated?
Well,
They get $20.
It's so like
Cheesy.
But
It's
that.
$20 for what, like a $500 more a night room? Like you're not gonna get it.
6, 7.
Yeah. But I do think that guy lives his life in a constant state of like weird power favors that are to limited success in his underlying
I
happiness.
start crying
You know
because
what
I am
mean?
the guy.
Yeah. I wrote that video. I made that video. But I, do
I remember
think,
when I first started comedy, I would wait for an upgrade because I was gold on like Delta or American
you
don't like
Airlines,
the
and it
guy is
never
just-
came.
No.
And I was just so pissed off every single time.
Guys,
It's not worth it.
Look, this is incredible, and I want to hear what you have to say. But as someone who also likes control and is also a daddy vibe, we're gonna have to round this out. And we're
well,
gonna
okay,
close out with timeout.
here's my last thought.
Yeah.
As a parent.
Oh, your very last one. You get home, your wife's like, okay.
Okay. Oh wait, but I'm sorry. You probably had something. Were you saying
your
something?
thing.
No,
Or
I
wrap it
just
up?
then
wanted
we'll
to
let her
say
go.
I want your last thought as a parent, but then we're gonna do timeout.
Okay. I'm fully lost now. Sorry.
No,
Does it have to do with hotels?
No, that's the thing. It's like I was gonna make another point that wasn't any good. So
No, I want
but-
the point though.
Well, okay. Hotels. This is kind of how I feel though, and this comes back to parenting.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could slip to someone at 20 and maybe get an upgrade or something. I find this is how I feel about parenting. Why I keep coming back to this is like the more polite you are to everybody, like at hotels, wherever, if you're just kind and make eye contact with people and treat people respectfully, then they do work harder to give you what you need. And I feel like that's what I'm constantly trying to tell my child. And that I don't know yet whether they're too young to fully have all the cognition to really get that. But that's what I keep pushing. And I think I have to push a little less hard because they're just these small little creatures and they're trying to keep pushing. But that is how I feel about hotels and life in general, which is like, if you're just like nice and polite to people, things do like tend to work out better for you.
Did you hear that sound? It's the sound of us clipping that fucking segment. Spreading it all over the nation.
Okay, ask him the last thing you want to ask.
The last thing I want to ask is, you know this segment. You listen for this segment. Everybody knows it's Time Out. It's a 1-minute rant about something you're putting in Time Out, and people line up around the block for it. Lady in the pink suit, you're one of them.
We see you in the back. Thanks for that question.
You want me to go first so Nick can think of his?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Or did you have more to say, Sabrina?
No.
Here's what I want to put in timeout. This whole idea for myself of child-led parenting. I feel like I keep letting her like kind of do her creative thing. Like in the mornings, we're supposed to make our bed. And now she's been like making her bed like a messy bed on a parachute like on the parachute catalog. And she's like, Mom, look, it's like that thing that everyone's doing, you know, and then she'll see it on a couch, like with a nice little blanket over a you know, like a couch, and it looks kind of rumpled. And I'm like, you have to make your bed. She's like, I did it like that way that's in style right now. It's like messy bed. And I'm like, for the last week, I'm like, okay, it's not really, I love your creativity. But you know what? I just want to be like, no, it has to be military style. Learn how to do it that way under the corners of the bed. And then maybe you'll earn. I haven't done this yet. Then maybe you'll earn to get that messy parachute cover over the bed that's already clean, right?
Military, baby. I love thinking
Let's get some military corners in my parenting.
Yes.
Right?
Why not?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's my...
Here.
That's what I want to do. I haven't done it yet, though.
I think get a whistle.
Because I don't want to tell her to not be creative, because it is creative that she wants
but you're
to make
already
a messy
undermining
bed.
it. I think.
Can I ask though, is she being creative, or is she just kind of being like, I'm just fucking with this
She's
system?
fucking with this system.
Yeah.
And being creative.
Yeah,
right?
Sure. I mean, isn't
This
that
is the
what
thing,
creativity is, right?
We
Fucking
create
with the
these like
system.
really cool kids, and we're like, you'll still like me if I parent you, right?
Yeah, right. Totally.
All right. Do you want to go next?
I'm going to try military corners.
I'm still wrapping my head around the concept.
He wants to think of his while you're talking.
But before just so I understand what timeout is.
Yeah,
because obviously we got fans. Everybody, this is the famous segment.
Everybody knows it.
Because this is episode 459, right? 4 seasons, and this is episode 59 of your 4th season.
We were the first podcast to win a Golden Globe.
Oh my God! Congratulations.
Yeah, and I put in timeout the haters.
Oh, girl.
We don't have any time for haters.
Putting in timeout.
So what is? Just walk me through what is timeout.
Anything that you're like, is something in the parenting arena that you're like, enough is enough. Fuck you.
Okay, great.
You know, like for right now, I'm putting in timeout how the feature film The Grinch fucked with my baby's sleep last night. Fuck you, the feature film The Grinch. Marketing yourself as a family movie when you know Jim Carrey's face is so fucking scary in that movie. And I watched it and I thought to myself, Wolfie, my older son, was like, Baba, isn't this a little scary? I'm like, no, this is a kid's movie. It's the feature film The Grinch. The way that the feature film The Grinch got into my baby Rowan's mind. Aww. And I have just started bragging to everyone about how I can put second baby, you just put in the crib. Yeah. Baby sleeps. Is that what's happening for you? Second baby, you toss in the crib. Baby sleeps forever. Not last night because of the feature film The Grinch.
How do you know it's because of The Grinch?
Because I saw the way he was watching the screen like this. And then I saw the look in his eyes when I put him in the crib, and it was the matching eyes.
And then you go, sleep well.
Yeah.
So what are you putting in the corner? The feature film, The Grinch?
In the timeout. Not the corner, in the classic
I've got a couple.
I'm putting in timeout the feature film, The Grinch. Don't show it to your kids. It robs you of sleep.
Okay.
It's a green-faced insomniac creator, and I think it's an adult-only movie. It should be rated like a porn.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I guess the first thing I'm going to put in timeout is this Pornhub clip of The Grinch that I watched. First off. So that's a separate thing. Second one is you can always show them the feature film, the animated feature film, The Grinch, with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Ooh, love
a
him.
voice you remember so clearly. Okay. So that's just a shot fired at Benedict Cumberbatch's.
I didn't know if it was a compliment
voice.
or a shot.
That's sort of the idea of how I phrased it.
Non-binary.
As I remembered, this was on camera. So Benedict Cumberbatch, like, finally, a parenting podcast I can watch. He gets halfway through, and the end of it, and he's like, but I really gave it my all.
Oh, starring one of my favorite actors, no less.
I'm still not Tom Hiddleston. So, what do I want to put in timeout? First off, I want to put Timeout New York on timeout.
Oh, thank God.
What happened to Timeout New York magazines? What happened to local magazines telling you what shows were going to be?
I don't want to go to timeout.com.
No.
No, thank you.
I want to hold a classic.
I want to put in timeout. Okay, let's see. Hold on.
You can take.
I got a lot. I really wish I had prepared this, but I haven't. Okay, here's what I want to put in timeout. That diaper pail stank. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You know that, like, you're changing the diapers out of that diaper pail, but there's just an underlying stank. You know what I mean? That you're like, I gotta wash this out with fucking vinegar outside, you know what I mean? Like,
And the whole time you're washing it smells like a burp from a demon.
yeah, and it's just like, and you leave it open, or your spouse leaves the diaper pail open. You guys are out. You're in it
I'm in
still.
it.
You're out of this.
Oh, I'm
but,
out of that.
But that's a bummer.
I love this.
Yeah, so like that diaper pill stank, I want to put in timeout. Let's see. Oh, I need to put in timeout that my kids make a mess when they eat, and just like accept that I'm going to be scrubbing down every counter after every meal.
Yeah.
And just accept it, and
But-
not.
right.
Is your youngest like doing this? Just like the petulant king that
Yeah, or just like throwing things
Throwing
and
things on
just
the
sort of
floor.
or just like, and I get so upset about it, and I just need to like relax and just be like, it's making a fucking mess.
That's
right.
interesting because Moshe's take on that is to keep telling her every single meal to not eat with her hands.
Yes.
And they get into fights about it.
Yeah.
And she still eats with her hands.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming in 3 years she won't.
Right.
So
Guys, our time is coming to an end.
Oh, okay.
But close your eyes. To close this out formally. Repeat after me. Relax.
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 Messes will be made.
Messes will be made.
Jump
Jump into the chaos and call it home.
Jump into the
chaos and call it home. And for the love of God, like, follow, and subscribe.
And for the love of God,
And for the love of God, like,
follow,
follow
and
and
subscribe.
subscribe.